Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you where you can find an invoice record in Project Insight and how to edit the full invoice in an invoice record report. So from the main navigation, you can either click on the reports menu from the home screen, or you can go to the reports menu here. You maybe have invoice reports. Otherwise, you can build them from scratch. If you go to the reports menu, you can click on invoice record report. You can open an existing invoice record report, or you can create a new one to find the invoices that you want to review. So I'm going to be looking for invoices from last year, let's just say. Bring up last year. You can put filters, like maybe you want to look just at the invoices that have already been downloaded or are ready to download or not ready to download. You can have all sorts of different logic for what you want to filter by. You can also filter by the due dates or classifications, the company they belong to, which portfolio program or project they're part of, etc., etc. And then you can decide what columns you want to include in your report here for the invoices. I'm not going to put too many on here because it just muddies the water, but you could get very granular on the details you want to know about all the invoices. So this is a great way to get a complete picture of all of the invoices across your organization. So instead of that, though, I'm just going to use last year. So that's very broad, any invoice from last year. And I'm going to include paid, invoiced, and downloaded invoices for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to run that report. I can run it to Excel, or I can do a PDF as well. But I'm going to look at it here in Project Insight for the time being. Now you have some choices here. You can do some editing right in the report, and if you forgot to add a column, you can add it right here. You can remove columns, you can do the freeze headers and hide this menu overall. Some of these you can edit right in line, but there are things that you can't change in line, right? I can't go ahead and change a total because that's already figured, and I can't change the downloaded date because that just is what it is. But if I do want to take a look and edit some of the other fields for an invoice, I can just go ahead and scroll down to the invoice that I'm looking for and click on it. And then I can see that invoice large here in we call it the big edit form. So you can still add in columns that maybe you're missing in this form, or you can filter by certain things. You can change the layout. You can even add items and time or expense to an invoice. For this one, we can just see that the descriptions here are wonky. Now, if I click here, I don't have inline editing, so I have to go up to the edit button in the upper right, and I'll just click edit. I'll be able to choose to edit the invoice record, and then I can also edit the way this invoice is integrated. If it's integrated with a tool like QuickBooks, you may not see the edit invoice record because it's already been pushed out to your other system. So I'm going to choose edit invoice record. And then I'm given this form where I can make some new changes to the things that are here that I might want to update. So the fields that you're allowed to edit may be dependent on how invoicing is configured in your Project Insight workspace, and you may not be able to edit something if it's already been sent out or downloaded. You may have limitations to that, but when you're finished with all of your edits, you would just click Save, and then you can go right back to the invoice report and deal with other invoices from there. You may want to see when an invoice is ready to be downloaded. So I'm going to put download ready. We'll insert that column. And you can change, yes, this is ready to be downloaded, or no, it's not. I can change that, if I want to update that this is ready to be downloaded.